All right.
Let's talk Guardians.
Speaking of baseball, the Guardians, the White Sox remain the favorite to win the AL Central after the trade deadline, and Guardians have dropped 2 games since the trade deadline. There's the is this up to the minute, or is this as of like yesterday?
As of this morning.
As of this morning.
When I sent the rundown last night, the Guards were plus 185. They're now plus 200 after losing.
So one loss, and they dropped to plus 200, huh? Minus 125 on the Guardians, plus 200. I'm sorry, minus 125 on the White Sox. Guardians are plus 200, Twins plus 700, Tigers plus 800, and the Royals are 300 to 1. Is that right? I'd bet on the Guardians.
I love at that price.
Yeah.
I love the Guardians. I know they're 3-10 in their last 13 games. I know they're not playing good baseball right now.
Terrible.
I know the offense can't get a clutch hit to save their life.
Yeah.
But despite the fact they are playing so poorly, they're 3.5 games back.
3
games back of the Chicago. It's 4 in the loss column.
4 in the loss column.
Of the Chicago White Sox. They erased a 15-game deficit basically in just September last year. 3 is minuscule. And I don't think Chicago is a better roster. Baseball is a season of ebbs and flows, Bull. You have taught me that more than anyone else. And although the Guardians are playing horrific right now, there's no defending how they're playing. Last night's loss was inexcusable. I still think they're the most talented team in the division. I still think they're the best team in the division. They have a winnable upcoming couple of series on the schedule ahead of them. And they should be able to erase a 3-game deficit, and you're getting 2-1 money. I love the number plus 200. I will actually put a little sprinkle on it responsibly this morning.
That's a big series coming up this weekend at Chicago, because a big difference between 3 games back and 6 games back. And I know you said last year what they made up. Last year's the anomaly. I would not go into any season thinking like that.
Just saying, 3 is not a crazy number.
I'm not gonna. I have said they're going to win the division all year. If they get swept by the White Sox, they're probably not going to win the division. I don't think they will, but
it's a big series this weekend for normally September is when you really start watching the standings, but it's time to start now, I think. I've been step for step with you. I thought the Guardians were going to win the division. I'm not going to move off of that now. But, man, they need to win this game this afternoon. I'm not going to call it a must-win or anything, but you can't get swept by the Mets. Then going into Chicago for a big series with the White Sox.
We called the Mets a get-right series.
I mean, I thought that's an easy 2 or 3, maybe a sweep, and it's going the other way, 2 or 3, maybe a sweep.
Yeah.
And 2 demoralizing losses.
Yeah.
It's not even just bad losses.
Brutal,
the way they've lost has been just ugly. But plus 200.
Are the Guardians an underdog in this game?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, McClain's a good pitcher, but so is Griffin's been great.
I would like to think it's his first start, new system, unfamiliarity with the catcher.
I guess.
But I'm excited to watch Griffin today. Very excited to watch him pitch. I'd be lying to say I've ever watched him pitch in my life. I don't think I've ever seen him.
Really pitched the majors for 1 year.
But Jay was talking about he throws 7 pitches as a lefty.
He's got a ton of,
a lot of these guys.
I'm really excited to see what he can do with this pitching factory that Cleveland has become.
Yeah.
Can they maximize what's already been an incredible season for Foster Griffin?
A lot of guys like him that go to Japan, they learned, because in Japan they throw 1 million pitches. It's much more common. Like when Darvish came here, Ohtani, all these guys.
Daisuke had what was his pitch?
I can't remember what it's called.
So the screwball? The forkball.
Yeah, guys they don't rely on
power,
velocity as much,
right?
And so they throw 1 million pitches, and so a lot of American, or not necessarily American, but non-Japanese pitchers that maybe are borderline major leaguers will go to Japan or even Korea, but Japan's the better league of the two, and kind of branch out. They're like, okay, if I want to have a major league career again, I better do something differently.
Learn how to pitch.
That allows them to make money, and they learn these pitches, and they become. And we've seen a number of guys do that, come to America and pitch well.
What is Griffin's strikeout? I know he's not a huge strikeout guy, but is it a sweeper? Is it a big buckling curve? A sinker?
I don't know the answer.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I should know, to be honest, but I'm not sure what his best.
He's not an overpowering guy. He's not. He's think crafty lefty.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes my favorite pitchers to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie Moyer used to throw in the 80s.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Foster Griffin at least is, he's in the 90s, but he's not
strikeout numbers
power guys.
Decent.
They're okay.
But,
a little under 1 an inning, but it's not a nothing burger.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch him pitch today. And McClain, on the other hand, is a really good pitcher, too. He's the Mets' best young pitcher.
He's one of the few players they have hope for on that terrible team, but they haven't been terrible the last 2 days. And hopefully they can bounce back. Have we seen a lineup yet? Anthony, by any chance?
It should
Not
be
that
out.
I've seen, but I go take a look.
Yeah, it definitely should be out.
I asked Jay yesterday, and he gave me a non-answer on this bowl break.
Go ahead.
What is your perfect lineup for the Guardians? And Jay's whole point yesterday was he's over the platoons. Like, he's done with platooning left to right. He wants the Guardians to pick their best 9 and play their best 9. So I asked him if that's the case, what would the new
There's
lineup
going to
look?
be a platoon because Nate Lowe's not going to play against lefties.
So you could pick either lefty or righty, but how would you like to see game 1 of a playoff series against
I'll
whoever
bring it
you
up.
pick?
Here's the Guardians lineup today. I got it. No. Wait a second. Is this lineup?
They tweeted it out 39 seconds ago. I got it right here.
Okay. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
You ready? DH is Travis Bazzana.
He's leading off. I like that.
Right fielder is DeLauder, Jose, Lowe, Martinez, Rocchio, Haplin, Bailey, Angel, the new one. I forgot how to pronounce the last name,
Hanau.
and then Griffin's pitching.
I was going to say, you better have Hanau in the lineup.
Angel
before
Hanau.
he-
Hanau, right?
So Stephen
And,
Kwan.
Jose's back. That's huge.
Kwan's on the bench, and that's how they're.
Kwan and Adell are on the bench. It's
And
a day
Bazzana's
game.
playing DH.
It's
so
a day game. That's fine.
yeah.
But
Adell's on the bench.
You
yeah.
said Jose. Jose's back in the lineup.
So Hanau at second?
Yes.
That's huge.
Hanau's
I know.
playing second?
Jay made a big thing about they've changed the lineup a lot. You know, the reason they've changed the lineup a lot is because they don't have a good lineup. Now it's better, but there's still going to be. I do think it's beneficial to a team to have the same lineup.
I
most of the
agree.
time.
I agree with him.
But when you don't have a great lineup, it's harder to do that.
So what's your lineup? Game
So-
1, they're facing a righty.
They're facing a righty.
Game 1.
So I would have. To me, I would keep. I would have. I think they're going to lead off Kwan, but okay.
No, I want Adam the Bull managing the
So,
Guardians. Your
I
lineup.
would have Bazzana 1, Jose 2, DeLauder 3, facing a righty. Let me just look for a second.
Adell, Lowe.
I would have Adell 4, Lowe 5, Rocchio 6, Hanau 7, the catcher 8, and then Kwan 9. That's what I would do.
And who's the DH in that scenario?
I don't know.
Might be Bazzana.
Might be Bazzana. Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to figure out where Hanau fits into the.
I mean, in a perfect world, like, again, we'll see how he does. But now that he's up, I'm playing him every
He's
day.
got to play.
Yeah.
He's got to
You
play.
know, I'm playing. Real quick, Anthony. 30 seconds. I'm playing Bazzana, DeLauder, Jose, Rocchio, Hanau, and to me, Adell every day.
I agree.
And then obviously Nate Lowe's playing every day against righties. And then you know the catcher situation
switches,
in
yeah.
there. You know?
I mean, if you could do that, that's
Yeah.
7 of your 9 guys
Yeah,
are
right.
everyday players. You can mix
Exactly.
and match, where in the infield they are. But that's a lot better than what we
yeah.
have seen over the last little bit, which is platoons and 4 or 5
Jay is
positions.
right. Ultimately, they do need to have more consistency with the lineup.